get started with our first talk, and like to invite Jennifer Schmidt to talk a little bit about how Goldilocks meets Smokey the Bear, assessing wildfire hazards in Alaska.
Thank you for inviting me to talk. I guess we could have the next slide. My name's Jen Schmidt. I work at UAA, the Institute for Social and Economic Research, and I'm here to talk about wildfire. And if you live in Alaska, wildfire is part of life for most Alaskans. I know I have walked out my office door and seen a giant smoke plume and thought that cannot be good. And then, try to figure out where's this smoking coming from. If you start to see one of those planes in the next picture flying overhead, probably really not good. Can we go back? And then, some people have had planes fly over dropping retardant. And if, of course, firefighters show up, again, not a very good sign. But wildfire activity in Alaska has been increasing. Next slide. And with the increases in wildfire, also people, are growing and expanding and building out into what we call the wildland-urban interface, which is where you have flammable vegetation, forests, meet people. Here's some pictures from some recent wildfires in Alaska. You'll see structures surrounded by the vegetation, and the McKinley wildfire in 2019 did unfortunately burn some people's houses. So next slide. My project is trying to create knowledge on wildfire hazards. So we've developed these wildfire exposure maps, and in doing so, I've worked very closely with Community Council here in Anchorage. It's a local form of governance, which I found is very, very helpful in trying to get information out to residents and to communities to figure out what is too much and too little information. The first time I showed the maps, there was too much detail, and people were like, there's not black spruce on my property, these maps are wrong. So obviously I was overselling the data. But people, when I zoomed out further, we want more information. So what is the right scale at which to show the data to let people make informed decisions? So I've worked with them to figure out how can we display these maps without maybe getting people in trouble or overselling the data, but allow them to make decisions. So I've developed these online GIS maps for Anchorage, Fairbanks, and Whitehorse, where when I'm done talking with people, they can take it, they can look at it. It doesn't show people's houses, it doesn't show people's parcels, but yet they can zoom in and streets will pop up and they can figure out where they are in the landscape. So in order to do this, it really takes being flexible and responsive to what people want. I've also worked with the state to make an app, and they wanted wildfire history burn scars on there. So just taking the extra time and effort to create a product that people want and it's going to help them make decisions. I also found out that not everyone wants to know about hazards. One of the places we've gotten extreme pushback is the real estate, realtors. If it's going to affect people's property prices, people's house prices, they might not want to know about these hazards. But overall, I found these to be very, very useful. In the chat, you'll find links to them to help communities make decisions and spread information. Thank you.